Anger is a powerful emotion, one that can surge up swiftly, coloring our thoughts, shaping our words, and driving our actions in ways we often regret. It's a universal human experience, but for many of us, anger can feel overwhelming, even uncontrollable. The key to managing anger isn't about denying or suppressing it. Instead, it's about recognizing the early warning signs within ourselves and learning how to step away before the emotion takes the reins. Let's begin by understanding what anger truly is. Anger is a natural response to perceived threats or injustices. It's a signal from our mind and body that something isn't right, that a boundary has been crossed, or a need has gone unmet. In its healthiest form, anger motivates us to address problems and protect ourselves or others. But when anger is left unchecked, it can escalate quickly, leading to hurtful words, impulsive actions, and damaged relationships. To manage anger effectively, the first step is to recognize its warning signs. Think of anger like a storm. Before the downpour and the thunder, there are subtle shifts in the air. The sky darkens, the wind picks up, and the temperature drops. Similarly, our bodies and minds send us signals before anger erupts. These signals are unique to each person, but there are some common threads. Physically, you might notice your heart beating faster. Your muscles may tense up. Perhaps your jaw clenches, or your fists ball up. You might start to sweat. Your face may flush, or you could feel a surge of energy through your body. Some people notice their breathing quickens, or their stomach churns. Emotionally, the signs can be just as telling. You might feel irritation bubbling, an urge to snap at someone, or a sense of injustice that feels impossible to ignore. Your thoughts may start racing, focusing on what's wrong or unfair. You might find yourself replaying the triggering event in your mind, fueling your anger further with each repetition. It's important to pay attention to your unique warning signs. Take a moment to reflect. What happens in your body when you start to get angry? Do your shoulders tighten? Does your voice get louder? What thoughts run through your mind? The more familiar you become with these early signals, the better equipped you'll be to intervene before anger takes over. Recognizing these signs is only the first step. The next, perhaps the most crucial, is learning to step away from the anger-triggering situation. This doesn't mean running away from problems or avoiding conflict altogether. Rather, it's about giving yourself the space and time you need to cool down and regain control, so you can respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. But why is stepping away so important? When we're in the grip of strong anger, our brains shift into fight or flight mode. The rational, thinking part of our brain, the prefrontal cortex, takes a back seat, while the emotional, reactive part, the amygdala, takes charge. In this state, our judgment is clouded, and we're more likely to say or do things we'll later regret. By stepping away, we allow our brains to reset, giving ourselves a chance to process our feelings and regain perspective. So, how do you step away effectively? It starts with giving yourself permission. Many of us feel compelled to resolve conflicts immediately, to stand our ground, or have the last word. But in moments of intense anger, insisting on immediate resolution often leads to escalation, not understanding. Remind yourself, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to pause the conversation or remove yourself from the situation, even if just for a few minutes. You might say something like, "I need a moment to cool down," or, "Let's take a break and come back to this later." If you're in a heated discussion, let the other person know you're stepping away to prevent things from getting worse, not to avoid the issue. Most people will respect your honesty and your desire to handle the situation constructively. Once you've stepped away, use this time to calm your body and mind. Deep breathing is a simple yet powerful tool. Try inhaling slowly through your nose, holding your breath for a few seconds, and then exhaling slowly through your mouth. Repeat this several times, focusing on the sensation of the breath moving in and out of your body. This activates the body's relaxation response, helping to lower your heart rate and ease muscle tension. Physical activity can also help release pent-up energy and reduce anger. Take a brisk walk, stretch, or do some light exercise. Moving your body shifts your focus and helps dissipate the adrenaline that comes with anger. Another effective strategy is to engage in a calming activity you enjoy. listening to music, reading, drawing, or spending time in nature. These activities can provide a mental reset, allowing you to return to the situation with a clearer head and a calmer heart. While you're taking this time, reflect on what triggered your anger. Ask yourself, what about this situation set me off? Was it something someone said or did? Was it a buildup of stress from other areas of my life? Sometimes, our anger is less about the immediate situation and more about underlying issues, fatigue, frustration, or unmet needs. By identifying the true source of your anger, you can address it more effectively. It's also helpful to challenge the thoughts that fuel your anger. When we're upset, our minds can fall into patterns of all or nothing thinking, catastrophizing, or personalizing. We might think, they never listen to me, or this always happens to me. Try to reframe these thoughts in a more balanced way. Instead of, they never listen, consider, sometimes we misunderstand each other, and that's frustrating. This shift in perspective can reduce the intensity of your anger and open the door to more productive solutions. Once you feel calmer and more in control, you can choose how to proceed. Sometimes, you may decide the issue isn't as important as it seemed in the heat of the moment, and you can let it go. Other times, you may still need to address the situation, but now you can do so with a clearer mind and a more respectful tone. When you re-engage, focus on expressing your feelings using I statements, such as, I felt hurt when, or I was upset because. This approach helps prevent the conversation from turning into a blame game and encourages understanding on both sides. It's important to remember that stepping away from anger is a skill, one that takes practice. In the beginning, you might not always catch your warning signs in time, or you might find it difficult to walk away. That's okay. Each time you recognize your anger and make an effort to manage it, you're building your emotional resilience and self-control. Over time, you'll become more attuned to your triggers and more adept at intervening before anger takes over. You'll find that situations that once left you fuming now feel more manageable. You'll notice that your relationships improve, as conflicts are handled with respect and understanding rather than hurtful words or actions. Let's explore some common anger triggers and how you can apply these strategies in real-life situations. Imagine you're at work and a colleague takes credit for your idea in a meeting. You feel a surge of anger, your heart races, your jaw clenches, and your mind fills with thoughts of unfairness. In the past, you might have snapped at your colleague or stewed in resentment for the rest of the day. But now, you recognize these warning signs. You take a deep breath and excuse yourself to get some fresh air. As you walk, you focus on your breathing, letting the initial wave of anger pass. Once you feel calmer, you reflect on how to address the situation. Rather than confronting your colleague in anger, you decide to speak with them privately, expressing your feelings calmly and assertively. Or perhaps you're at home, and your child spills juice on the carpet after you've asked them repeatedly to be careful. You feel frustration rising. Your muscles tense. Your voice gets louder. Instead of yelling, you pause and tell your child you need a minute. You step into another room, take several deep breaths, and remind yourself that accidents happen. When you return, you're able to address the situation with patience, teaching your child about responsibility without damaging your relationship. These examples illustrate how recognizing your warning signs and stepping away can transform the way you handle anger. It's not about ignoring problems or bottling up your feelings. It's about giving yourself the space to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. It's also important to recognize that some situations may require more than just stepping away in the moment. If you find that certain people or environments consistently trigger your anger, it may be worth exploring deeper solutions. This could involve setting boundaries, seeking support from a counselor or therapist, or developing new coping strategies for managing stress. For some, anger is tied to past experiences or unresolved trauma. In these cases, professional help can provide valuable tools for understanding and managing anger in healthier ways. There's no shame in seeking support. Doing so is a sign of strength and self-awareness. Additionally, practicing regular self-care can help reduce your overall stress levels, making you less susceptible to anger triggers. Prioritize sleep, eat nourishing foods, and make time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation. When you take care of your physical and emotional well-being, you're better equipped to handle life's challenges with resilience and grace. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation or yoga, can also help you become more aware of your emotions and more skilled at managing them. By learning to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment, you can create a sense of distance between yourself and your anger,